Hi guys, DevilHunterXYZ, and today going through 007 Nightfire. I guess you can say it's the sequel to Agent Under Fire, which, I just recently did a live stream of that from start to finish. Yeah, I think out of all the Bond games, I say Nightfire is probably my favorite. I mean, granted, I haven't really played too many, but, I haven't really played too many, but, you know, I think of any Bond game, I think this would be one of my close favorites anyway. Granted, I have not played this game too in a long time as well. Probably about the same time as when I played Agent Under Fire. You know, weirdly, I would say like most of the good Bond games, though, kind of take place, I guess, during the Pierce Brosnan era. I mean, you know, like, I guess the most iconic one is probably the N64 version of GoldenEye. That's always the most iconic one. But, you know, Pierce himself has done some pretty decent ones. You know, Nightfire, Everything or Nothing. I think that's a pretty good one, too. Alright. So... I guess really my overall goal here is to try to do the campaign from start to finish. I'm hoping everything's still the same though. Code names, access options, create save. Okay, let me save. Passport. Yeah, if you want an easy access to unlocking everything, just name your profile passports. That actually is a cheat that unlocks everything within the game. Which helps. It does help. Okay. Controller setup. Classic Bond. Turn strafe. I got moving, looking. I'm not sure what's considered manual aim, alternate fire, reload. I need to kind of just go about go through these options. Nightfire, reload action. No, I don't want that. Moonraker settings. Octopussy, Goldfinger, Dr. No, Thunderball, GoldenEye. Classic Bond's fine, I guess. Well, I don't know. I kind of have to see what the options are here, because I don't remember. If I have to change... Because I know I had to change settings for... I know I had to change settings for Agent Under Fire. Because I'm so not used to... I'm so not used to using... Move straight. Turn look... I just don't know about the reload action. Do I really want this to be reload and action? I mean, what's my other one? Just honestly, not many of these are even looking great. I'm just saying. I'll keep it classic Bond if I have to adjust, I guess. Driving controls, well, you can't even change it anyway. Advanced options, HUD always on, auto aim, vibration, flashing objects. Yeah, okay. Got multiplayer options here if you want. Audio visual options, like setting it to widescreen, because I mean, I don't know why you, well, I don't know about this anyway. I don't know about setting this to widescreen. They even have a trailer for Die Another Day. Alright, I don't know. I guess just go with that. Not much I can really do here. Let's just go with it. If I have to adjust, I'll adjust. Okay. Let's see here. Of course, you can play without saving if you want. Assuming you're good enough to go through this without, you know, without needing to save. So, like before, you got Operative, Agent, and 00 Agent difficulty. Operative, for trainee agents, enemies are slower, weaker, and deal less damage, and there's also in-game hints. Regular Agent, enemies have their usual characteristics and do standard damage. 00 Agents, enemies tougher, faster, and deadlier. I'm gonna stick to this. Probably just gonna stick to regular Agent difficulty. So, I guess hopefully I can do this entire game in one shot. Let's see. Paris Prelude, prevent a rogue faction from putting a damper on a New Year's Eve celebration in Paris. I also got a dossier. Kind of tells me what I've earned, any rewards, your available gadgets that you have throughout the entire game, I guess. Weapons, same thing. Alright. Let's start. Objective, protect Dominique. Hint, use the scope on a sniper rifle to pick off targets. I'll keep that in mind. New Year's Eve, 11:55 p.m.
I need to get down there. Q, how much longer? Patience, 007, patience. Can you get me closer? Yes, Commander.
Alright. Oh no.
Get me closer to the road.
Come on. There you go. That helps. Come on. Trying. Good enough, I guess. Almost out of shots already, man.
Hold position here.
Alright, we could try shooting for the, yeah, shooting for the tire.
Head over those buildings. We'll cut them off.
Whoops. Not bad.
Can I offer you a lift? Just a bit closer. Almost there, 007.
Well, if it isn't my Aston Martin V12 Vanquish.
The stolen device is in that truck. If we hurry, we can still catch it. By the way, who are you?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
You know, voice acting isn't too bad. I mean, they did use Pierce's likeness.
Online.
They did use Pierce's likeness, but it's clearly a different, it's a different voice, though. So, getting one step closer. Okay, I gotta use X to...
Look out!
I gotta use X to accelerate.
Up ahead!
Q-Wedge online.
Yeah.
Must intercept the truck before it reaches its
Oh.
target.
Oh. So much explosions.
That bridge is your best chance, 007. Use your turbo booster.
Turbo boost online.
Missiles will detonate the bomb, 007. Use the EMP projectiles.
EMP online.
Right. Well, that's good. We stopped them from destroying Paris.
Happy New Year, James.
Happy New Year indeed, Dominique.
Pretty suave. But again, that's a prelude. And I think, honestly, that's probably the shortest of all the missions. Oh, darn, I only got a gold medal. Honestly, I'm not even trying again. I'm not even trying for the platinums. I'm not. But you can't tally what you got, so, you know, you got bond moves, opponents, accuracy, health remaining, time, 007 bonus. Anything to help your score, essentially. And of course also get a difficulty bonus. Yeah, I guess if you really want to get the most out of it to get a platinum rating, you pretty much have to play on, I mean, you pretty much have to be playing on 007 difficulty, because I think that gives you a, I think that essentially gives you about a, well, I mean, it's basically adding 100% to your score, to your subtotal, so I think it was adding like 150% to it, or something like that. But again, if I was caring about getting any of the, any platinums, at least not anymore. The exchange. Drop in on Raphael Drake's reception and rendezvous with undercover agents.
Good evening, 007. A redesigned piece of missile guidance hardware intended for the orbiting US space weapons platform has been stolen. NATO has advised that recovery is critical. Should an unfriendly power reverse engineer this device, the platform's global defense capabilities would be severely compromised. Recent intelligence implicates Raphael Drake in the theft. Hard to believe, as Drake is a respected green industrialist whose Phoenix International dismantles obsolete atomic reactors and decommissions nuclear arsenals. An Allied agent planted in Drake's organization reports that Alexander Mayhew, a British expatriate who heads Phoenix's Japanese branch, is en route to Drake's castle in Austria. The stolen guidance device will change hands tonight during a formal gathering at the castle.
Drake's security teams are hardened men. As a W agent, you may have to answer aggression with aggression. Good luck, Bond.
Thanks, I'm gonna probably need it. Breach the castle walls. If you have any trouble computing any objectives, you can get a hint on the pause menu. Oh, sorry, you have any trouble completing any objectives. Oh, it's been a long night. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble with this. Shoot. Yeah, I'm not gonna get used to that. Okay, what can I change it to do? I mean, again, I could probably get used to doing classic Bond again, but it's just going to take me time, and I'm just going to be complaining about it throughout the entire adventure. So what would be the closest? Okay, manual aim, next weapon, crouch. I don't want... Next gadget. Next gadget, next weapon. Okay, I'm trying to see what I can't use here. Move and look. Honestly, they're all kind of bad. Yeah, I mean, they're all kind of bad, to be honest. Because, I mean, I don't want to do turn and strafe. God, am I just going to have to get used to these controls? This one isn't too bad, I guess. I mean, I can do reload, I guess. Manual aim, next weapon. Crouch is X. Jump is triangle. I mean, it's kind of almost playing it. It's almost basically playing the same as Agent Under Fire, I guess. Cycle gadgets, cycle weapon. Honestly, I wish I could just customize my controls myself, honestly. I guess I could just try Nightfire, I guess. Yeah. Guess I'll just have to try it. Is there any way I can adjust anything else, though? Probably not. I can never really adjust the sensitivity. Okay, so... I got the P2K. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to this here. I forgot I'm technically on a time limit. I don't know, man. It just feels doesn't it like some of the controls don't feel right. But it's like none of these are really any good situations, good solutions. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, I just remember this movement scheme is what they used to have back in this movement scheme is what they used to have in GoldenEye Rogue Agent. But I remember when I did the live stream there, I didn't even use that control scheme. I was using precision because it just felt more natural. I mean, this I could probably get used to this somewhat. Maybe. I used to play it this way. I think I was going to try Nightfire and see how it goes.
Ich bringe 20 Kisten Wein für Mr. Drake.
Yeah, see, that's one stealthy way of getting into the party. Otherwise, the only other way is just, you know, shooting your way inside. Find a way inside of the party, look for a fuse box that would turn off searchlights in courtyards. Okay.
Kann ich mich einen Moment ausruhen? Ich bin 6 Stunden gefahren.
Und wieder 6 Stunden zurück, Opa. Los, lad schon ab.
Alright. Put on my silencer here. Hey, buddy, freeze. Luckily, this is a silenced gun. Yeah, you can actually hold up people. That's kind of the cool thing about this. Okay. Alright. Gotta get used to these controls here. Wolfram P2K. Well, actually, the golden P2K that I have right here was actually after numerous upgrades, because I think initially start with a standard PP7, then I think after you're getting a certain number of golds, I think you get the golden PP7, then you get the regular P2K, and then you get your golden P2K. Yeah, as your standard default, I guess. But luckily, the golden P2K is actually pretty decent since it does have a laser sight, so it is more accurate, it has more bullets, and overall more powerful than the PP7. But it's overall just a better weapon. Just seeing what my alternate fire, next weapon, manual aim, reload action. Okay. Still gonna try to get used to this.
Mist, dass wir hier Wachen schieben müssen. Meine Füße sind völlig eingefroren.
Wir haben einen Eindringling!
Ja. I'd probably just go with burst fire. I can't like spam the gun like I could with like in Call of Duty.
I'd give that dive a 3, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot I do have subtitles on. Alright. Well, at least I picked up some armor. Yeah, as opposed to Agent Under Fire, you don't have technically just health. Here in this game, you have health and armor. Granted, though, you can't really regenerate health in this game or even have health pickups. The best you can do is just grab armor. So it just basically kind of almost adds another health bar, somewhat. Alright, so searchlight. So what I need to do is cut the green wire with my laser watch. Got grappling hook, micro camera. I just still gotta get used to these controls. Pretty decent shot anyway. The Winter Covert Sniper Rifle. Got another vest. Oh, never mind. Don't worry, I'm fine. I had a vest. It's like my muscle memory's taken over and I'm starting to remember the old controls. I don't know. But I'm trying to remember from what I did with Agent Under Fire just a few days ago. At least my sniping skills are on point. Got some stun grenades. Granted, I don't think I really ever use stun grenades that much. can't open that. Which is a shame. Oh. Okay. Hopefully no one here, right?
We've confirmed that Agent Nightshade and the deep cover operative will rendezvous with you in the castle library. I trust you'll maintain a low profile, 007.
As much of a low profile as possible, right? So on mission 1, or technically mission 2, rendezvous with undercover agents, maintain cover as party guest.
.007. The guests won't take kindly to firearms. Keep them hidden to maintain a low profile.
Sure.
Enjoy the party.
Just blend in.
Do I know you?
Okay, well.
I'm waiting for someone. Enjoying the view?
Quite.
Of course he is.
You'd better return to the party, sir.
Can't go that way, I guess.
You'd better return to the party, sir.
Can't go that way either. Alright.
Hi there. Hello.
Alright, got some interesting people here.
Hello.
Thank you all for accepting my invitation this evening. Your generous gifts have ensured the success of our World Refugee Fund. Once again, my gratitude to all for making the journey here. And now, cocktails are waiting for you in the salon. I have business to attend to. Play the hostess, won't you, darling?
Okay. Those two are off.
James! Oh.
You're the deep cover agent?
Oh, it's not as deep as it looks.
Sorry to interrupt your debriefing, 007. Agent Nightshade, CIA.
Dominique Paradis, French intelligence.
Mayhew's arrived with the stolen guidance device.
Drake just went to the conference room. I would imagine he's meeting Mayhew there. Take this key. You won't get far without it. I better get back to the party before I am missed.
MI6 wants surveillance photos of that exchange.
Right. I'll create a distraction for you while you make your way to the conference room.
Is that dress standard company issue, Nightshade?
Don't get any ideas, 007. It's armored in all the right places.
I bet. Hey, but it's good to see Nightshade again. Kind of still... I mean, it's still kind of...
Drake's men get in your way. Use whatever means necessary to get to that meeting.
Still kind of emphasizes the fact that this is a sequel to Agent Under Fire. .007 bonus. Alright. Use whatever means necessary, she says. What about the Kowloon Type 80? It's a pretty good one. Not bad, not bad. Spy on secret meeting. Splash damage from explosions can hurt you and civilians. That's good to know.
Here it is, Mr. Drake. The missile guidance module we stole from the Americans.
Stole,
I
huh?
trust this effort brings us one step closer to globalization. You've saved our technicians considerable time, Mayhew. Can we accelerate the other Nightfire elements as well?
Absolutely, sir. We're well underway training assault teams for the...
Get your hands off me!
We caught her in the hallway, sir.
I was looking for the powder room.
Is lockpicks and a 9mm?
Hey, it's a tough neighborhood.
If this security breach leads back to Japan, it's your head, Mayhew. Secure this in the safe room. I doubt she's alone. Lock the castle down. Now! And take this woman to the cable car station. I don't want her interrogation to upset the guests.
Interrogation? What kind of party is this anyway?
The not so fun kind, apparently. Out of bullets. Unfortunately, some of these guns do share ammo. Alright. The M9K. Hey, get down. I'm getting shot.
About time you showed up.
I wonder if they're above me. Probably not. Oh. Can't hit. Where that guy's at? He's somewhere.
No one came out here with the case, but it must be somewhere nearby.
I still gotta get my hands on the case. Okay. Well, seems like the only place for that case would be that room right here. Door unlocked. Use watch laser. Actually, I do remember one of the upgrades I did get is for a stronger watch laser, so it takes less time to break down things. Alright. Escape with Zoe on the gondola. Let's hope we don't have anyone else chasing me, right?
Come on, let's get out of here.
Ooh. Of course it would be that easy. Alright. So, best thing to take him out is rockets. Luckily I got a guided rocket launcher here. Mission complete.
Hang on to me, Zoe.
thought you'd never ask. Nice landing, James. Why do you always seem to end up on top?
A lower center of gravity?
Kind of a smooth comeback. Alright, got the gold medal for that one. Alright, let's see. Alpine escape. Make your escape with Zoe on the armored snowmobile. Escape from Drake's castle compound. Danger can approach from all directions. Yes, yes it can.
That one's a nasty bit of business, isn't it? Perfect. You drive, I'll shoot. Hurry, Zoe. We haven't much time.
Okay. Oh, luckily that works.
Get going.
Almost got it. You worry about those guards. We're out of here.
Not perfect, but good enough.
Into the forest. We'll lose them in the trees.
Ah, missed it.
Hang on.
Go right.
Oh, I got some armor. That's good.
Behind us, James.
Where? Oh.
Look out, James. They're up ahead.
Oh, well, okay.
Up ahead, James.
Punch it, Zoe.
Gotta switch between the rockets and the machine gun.
Behind us, James. James, they're closing the gate.
Not so fast.
Hang on tight. We're in for a bumpy ride.
Sorry, we forgot to make a reservation.
Whoa, watch out.
Phew. Looks like we shook them off.
It's not over yet. Back
back into the woods.
Oh. I can see it. Oh.
Looks like we're on foot from here.
Where exactly is here, James?
Not far from my rendezvous point.
Well, that's good, because it'll be a long walk. Alright. Actually, not too long of a mission. Alright, mission 4. Enemies vanquished. Race to meet Q at the extraction point. Making progress. That's all I can say, I'm making progress. Yeah, rendezvous with Q at the extraction point. The gadgets on your V12 Vanquish should come in handy. It's not really much of a hint.
Was this car here the whole night?
Perhaps, but you look like you needed the rest.
I don't recall getting much rest at all, James.
Oh.
We're in transit to the extraction point. We'll meet you there. Do hurry.
Okay. Actually, I remember there was a cheat for this mission where it turns this into like an actual race.
007, the local authorities are not to be harmed. Use your non-lethal weapons as a deterrent. Smoke screen online.
Oh. Okay. Ow. I mean, I can't do, I can make this like a real driving game, right? It's a little bit awkward, but I could probably try to drive like this. Well, my car's seen better days, I can tell you that. Oh. Okay. I love these ice physics.
You're almost there, 007.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Nice of you to join us, 007. Good heavens, what's that?
A lot of enemies, that's what it looks like.
007, you must eliminate those helicopters if we are to make a safe extraction.
Whoa. I like that car flip in the very end.
Welcome aboard, 007.
Well, thanks. Thanks, Q. Right. Not bad at all. Okay, so Mission 5 Double Cross. Rendezvous with Alexander Mayhew, a traitor in Drake's organization.
Bond, MI6 has been contacted by Alexander Mayhew, Raphael Drake's chief of Asian operations. Mayhew fears that Drake intends to kill him, holding him responsible for their little setback in Austria. In exchange for our protection, Mayhew will deliver evidence exposing Drake's master plan, codenamed Nightfire, a scheme that Mayhew insists threatens global security.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Mayhew-san is expecting you.
Mayhew has one demand: to be brought in by James Bond himself. Our informant awaits you at his Japanese estate. Good luck, 007.
Escort Mayhew to the bunker. Finetti shot automatic 12 shotgun has alternate rapid fire mode. That's good.
Ah, Mr. Bond, at last. This is Kiko Hayashi, my bodyguard. I assure you, she's quite skilled.
No doubt. The Nightfire data, Mayhew.
We weren't expecting other guests. Please, stay with Alex.
It's Drake. Quick! We must get to the security bunker.
Right. Oh, snap. It's the Yakuza. Got the Raptor Magnum.
I'm not going anywhere till you check the hallway.
Anyone here? Yeah, though some of these guns do have alternate fires, like the Agent Under Fire. Well, this one turns on sight.
ようよいいか奴を捕らえたぞ奴はここにいるぞ奴はここにいるぞ奴を仕留めたぞ後ろに気をつけろ奴はここにいるぞ
I mean, using the laser sight for some reason slows down your fire rate.
To the right. Down the hallway.
I'd rather just do the automatic mode. I guess it's not really as powerful. But I'd rather take the faster fire rate than anything else. What ain't that vest?
This way. We're close to the bunker now.
Okay. Pretty good job so far, right? Rescue the geisha girls. Secret routes can help you get the jump on enemies.
What you're looking for is locked in my bedroom safe. This is the key. Just feed it to the dragon.
The dragon?
Right.
Keep your head down. I'll be back for you.
Also, could you wipe the hard drive on my computer? I don't want to leave a data trail for Drake to follow. And please protect my servants. They're like family to me.
I'll see what I can do. Right, rescue the geisha girls. It's a little bit dark here. Ah, so bright. I was kind of hoping the night vision would help, but honestly it doesn't seem to really do too much. Oh, God. So I got the winter tactical sniper. Alright, I'm gonna try to get the drop on these guys here. I could go through the front door if I want.
You saved my life. How will I repay you?
If I live through this, I'll need a large sake and one hell of a massage.
That's just how all the women's react to Bond. Oh. Got myself a sniper. But you know what? So do I. Got the Storm M32. Why not? And you know what? This one also has an alternate fire as well. Can do semi-auto. Again, I don't know why I want to do semi-auto on a gun like this. Better just to keep it automatic. Well, he did say destroy the computer, right? Okay. I got that out of the way. Ooh, bad idea, I can't see. I was like behind the... Didn't quite work, but I guess it's good enough. Find door to the servants' quarters. Okay, that wasn't really perfect, but good enough, right? I'm so impressed I still stunned myself, though, even though I was behind the wall. It's like if I'm looking in just the general direction of the grenade, I'd still get stunned anyway. Actually, it's not even much of a stun grenade, it's more like a flashbang than anything else. Freeze, man. Got another vest. I like holding up these guys. Alright, activate the dragon safe. Got the code key, that's good. Oh yeah, I forgot I do get a shaver here. With a flashbang disguised as a shaver. Ugh. Oh God. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. A little bit worried about my health, but I'm a little bit worried about my health. But I think I should be fine. Got the bonus. Oh. Alright, got all of them. Find the door leading to Mayhew. All right. Well, guess all the girls are safe. That's good. And I think that's everything. Yeah, not doing too bad, I can tell you that. Objective: defeat the assassin. Crouching makes you less visible to enemies, but slows your movement.
We're finished here, Mayhew. Let's go.
What about Kiko? Have you seen her?
She's a big girl. I'm sure she can take care of herself.
He seems more annoyed than anything else, having to do these side things.
Wait here.
Let's get moving.
Oh, wow. Poor timing. Oh. Get away. I think I still have the floaty jumping movement. So many acrobatic moves from the assassin.
The code key you found in my safe will lead you to the Nightfire evidence, the Phoenix building in Tokyo.
Tokyo?
You'll need the password to the mainframe. It's Afterburn.
I thought the evidence was here, Mayhew.
I did a little extra insurance policy to keep me alive. A lot of good it did me.
Oh, how tragic.
I was pinned down. Alex. I promise you, Drake will pay.
Kiko, you're not safe here. Come with me.
Pretty tragic. Yeah, one job and you couldn't do it. Alright. Oh, I got a silver that time. Okay. Mission 6? Yeah. Night shift. Covertly access Mayhew's headquarters and retrieve data from the company computer system.
Alex's code key and password should get you into the Phoenix mainframe, but they'll have the whole building locked down by now.
Anything can be penetrated with the proper tools.
Can't tell if that was a sexual window or not.
Has Q branch. You will find several useful items have been added to your inventory. Tranquilizer darts for inconveniently placed guards, silent and non-lethal. A decryptor to hack computers, keypads, elevator controls, etc., etc. And finally, the Q-worm.
Q? There's a lady present.
Plug this virus into one of the computer terminals, and the worm allows MI6 to monitor their systems. Please try to return these tools in usable condition, but I shan't hold my breath. Q out.
James, we need to hurry. The guards change shifts in 30 minutes.
Go up to the lobby and then look for the main tower elevators. I'll alert you if there's anything suspicious at the street level.
Don't let security guards raise the alarm. Bond moves are clever actions only Bond would think of. Assuming if you can think like Bond. Don't let the security guards raise the alarm. I don't think you can hold up the security guards, but you can just still use your dart gun. If need be. Says I am here. Good to know. I don't know if there was any secrets here or not. Actually, no, what you could actually do is just knock him out with the dart gun and just hit him. Because, I mean, that technically gets rid of them anyway. Yeah, that gets rid of them. Still non-lethal means. So I guess, honestly, I would probably say punching would be better than using the dart gun. I'd say just use the dart gun to take him down from long distances and just finish him off with punching. I think I also had a code here that gave me I don't know how I got the guy behind him. Oh shoot. Yeah, I was gonna say, I did have a code. I did also have the upgrade for the dart gun that allows for longer sleep. Granted, I can't dawdle for too long.
Office floor laser trip switches test cycle now running. Cycle will complete in 4 minutes.
Got the elevator working. Okay. Alright. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is kind of one of my favorite missions anyway. I mean, it's mostly stealth-based, but I mean, that's kind of what Bond usually does. Install the Q-worm on an office computer system. Okay. Try to be stealthy. Find a security center and unlock the exterior door. Well, surprisingly, at least the city looks somewhat decently modeled. Because I was actually honestly expecting just a really unpolished JPEG image.
Cycle will complete in...
Where'd you come from?
3 minutes.
Okay. Gotta find a computer system. Oh, of course, the ones with the green monitor can actually give you something. 7634. What's out here? If there's anything. Oh.
Stop right there!
Is that a darts? Actually, I do have my my key
Cycle
stunner.
will complete in 2 minutes.
Sure if there's anything here. Oh, that works. Got the Q worm. Okay, so you got 2 ways of doing this. Actually, I guess technically 3 ways of doing this.
Cycle will complete in 1 minute.
Yeah, so I got 3 ways of doing this. Either use the keypad, use the code that you got. Could do that. You could also just use the decryptor. Or if you want, you could just take the more stealthy route. Which I'm gonna go with I'm going with the more stealthy route because it's more Bond-like. Let's see. Got the door open.
Laser trip switches test cycle aborted. Office floor laser system now active. Executive floor lasers test cycle now running.
Okay. Might as well use the decryptor, right?
There's someone over there! There's someone over there!
Oh, don't worry, he'll be fine.
Cycle will complete in 3 minutes.
Granted, using the key stunner doesn't really stun him as long as using the dart gun. Okay, next objective. Install a Q-worm on Mayhew's computer system. And try not to die. Oh, ain't that something? Okay, gotta get across. Yeah, look at the view. Makes you want to jump off of it. Nah, just kidding. Nothing here. Kind of surprised. I thought it was going to be like a 007 bonus over here. I guess not. Just waiting. Just waiting. Any minute now. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, granted, I'm kind of running out of darts, so I don't know how much more stealth I can really do here. Alright. Let's just hope I don't run into any more guards. If that's gonna be pretty bad.
Cycle will complete in 10 seconds. I gotta use the Q worm on this thing here. Okay. Oh. Wait, I hope I got everything. Nope. Of course I did.
What happened up there, James? The street out front is swarming with security agents.
Oh, I gotta get out of here.
We must get out of here, James. It's a trap.
I put that together when your boyfriend's chopper nearly clipped me off the building.
You don't understand. Drake couldn't open Mayhew's safe without the password, and he's not going to let the Nightfire files live with you. These stairs go directly to the roof. You'll find a parachute in the helicopter. It's your only chance of escape.
Dominique, if Drake finds you out...
Do you think you're the only spy who can make someone trust you completely? Please, James, go now.
Oh, okay. Oh, snap. I got a parachute. Oh. Alright. Gotta jump.
Sorry to drop in like this, but would you ladies mind giving me a ride?
He means the car, right? I mean, he means a car ride. I'm hoping that's what he means. Okay. Chain reaction. Infiltrated nuclear power plants in the process of being decommissioned by Phoenix Industries. Actually, this is going to be my least favorite mission. Actually, kind of one of my worst ones. Well, actually, no. Not the worst one, but it's one of my least favorite ones.
We've decrypted the Nightfire files you secured last night, 007. They contain rather troubling data concerning a shutdown nuclear power plant not far from Tokyo. Phoenix Corporation has been contracted to cleanse the plant of radioactive material. We now suspect that massive amounts of construction have been secretly carried out inside the towers. Your mission is to infiltrate the plant and find out what Drake is hiding. As always, 007, best of luck.
Of course, dismantling a nuclear reactor is an incredibly delicate operation.
And dangerous as well, yes?
That is why we've invested in robot technology, like those forklifts. Insanely expensive. But keeping our people safe is important. And when our work is done, the beaches here will be clean enough for our children to swim and their grandfathers to fish.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. I appreciate the exclusive interview.
And so do I. Interview is over, Mr. Rook.
All snipers back in position.
So much security for a plant. Investigate building ST1. Oh, man, I'm not gonna like this one. Ugh. You'll be vulnerable to enemy fire while you're on a ladder on a rope. Good to know. Okay, well. Thing is, I don't like this mission at all, only because of the fact that this thing is just full of snipers. This mission itself, snipers everywhere. I mean, technically you're supposed to be doing this stealthily, but honestly I kind of find it a little bit easier just taking out the snipers as you go. Oh. I'm kind of guessing he has like a... I'm just kind of guessing he might have one of the enemy's radios, being able to hear all this. That's my guess anyway.
Intruder spotted.
Come on. Okay. I'm hoping I can pick up a vest soon. Yes, there you go. I really need a vest. Help me from the sniper fire. Okay, well. My micro camera here. Wait, okay. Advance to warehouse TR2. Right. Right.
Take cover! Contact lost. I can't see him. I've lost him.
So he's somewhere out here. Somewhere.
Intruder spotted. Man down!
I can see far distances, man.
Intruder spotted.
Where?
Man down! Man down!
Okay.
He's behind the shipping crates.
Who said that?
I see him. Contact lost. I can't see him.
What the? Who else is shooting?
Contact lost. I can't see him.
Someone was shooting. I can hear him.
I've lost him.
I can hear him, but I can't see him. Got the Phoenix Ronin case, which is pretty much just a turret in a briefcase. Oh.
I see him. Intruder spotted. Man down! Man down! Man down! Man down!
Alright, I'm kinda guessing that was the last one. Because I don't think I see any more. Alright, I want to try to get to that little spot right there. All that for just armor-piercing rounds. Which, honestly, I don't really see a huge difference in terms of power or anything. I mean, obviously they're supposed to be good against armored enemies, but honestly, it seems like every enemy has the same hit points, no matter what. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Some more armor, which is good. I'm gonna need it. Okay. The Delta repeater. So I got my hands on a crossbow. Okay. Making my way across again. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get him. Took a bullet to the knee. Okay, well, I'm doing somewhat decent. I can't climb up the stairs, unfortunately. Okay. Bad. Investigate building ST3.
Squad 4, do you copy? Squad 4, what the hell's happening up there?
Deploy the red team and take him down.
Okay. Oh no. Well, I don't have much regular. Well, I don't have much armor-piercing rounds, but I can try to take these guys down. Stay down. Best I can do is just stay down. Getting shot somewhere. Oh. I'm gonna assume I'm good for now. Okay, there's my armor-piercing rounds.
I see him.
Barely see him.
Intruder spotted.
Okay, got that guy, got that guy. I need the vest.
I see him.
Got him in the head.
I see him.
Ah.
Man down, man down. I see him.
Oh, come on. Is that all of them, or is there more? All right. Any more? Maybe?
Intruder spotted.
Of course. Pretty bad spot, actually. I'm hoping that's it, because I'm going across. Gonna barely have enough for getting across here.
He's on the stairs.
I don't know who saw that.
He's gone inside.
Hope I can grab this. I mean, people are firing.
Intruder spotted.
Ah.
Man down, man down. Man down, man down. Man down, man down. I'm it. I'm it.
Ugh. Okay.
I see him. Intruder spotted. I'm it. I'm it.
Gotta get this door open. Oh my god, I'm getting shot. Oh man.
Kiko, where have you been?
Trying to catch up with you. There is me. Come on.
You must be exhausted, James. What would you say to a little nap?
Oh my god. She double-crossed me. I mean, I would be surprised, but you know, you technically saw Kiko at the beginning, you know, during the party, back in like the mission, second mission, so it wasn't really too hard to put that together. Okay, so we got Phoenix Fire, escape Kiko's trap and get out of the skyscraper alive.
I'd ask you to join us, Mr. Bond, but why waste caviar on a man who won't live long enough to enjoy it?
Give mine to Kiko. She's earned it.
Don't take it personally. Women have an advantage, you see. They can blind us with love, but that's why we have other eyes to watch them. Like the hidden camera in the stairwell leading to the helipad.
I don't understand, Raphael.
Please, don't insult me further. It's a pity. I fell quite hard for you. And now it's time you did the same for me. Goodbye, Dominique. Use the helipad and take care of the body. No! It's futile, Mr. Bond. You've seen too much of my operation to live, but I wanted you to enjoy this moment first.
Oh no! Gain access to lower office floor. Okay. I try. I'll try.
Security alert. The elevators have been temporarily disabled for your protection. Have a nice day.
Okay, so got a different magnum on my hands. Okay. Two, 3, 8, 3 is the code. I mean, I kind of don't have any of my equipment, right? But not much. I was kind of hoping for some better weapons, but I guess that's not gonna happen. 2, 3, 8, 3. SG5 Commando. I mean, I guess for this one I could do burst or auto, but I'm sticking with auto. And I can actually slightly zoom in a little bit. Oh god, getting killed. Oh, have not too much health left. Activate elevator override control and security center. Okay. Got a chopper after me. No surprise there. Oh. Okay.
Where's that backup? We have a go. Intruder side. I need backup. Where's that backup? Where's the intruder? I need backup.
I don't know if there's any more.
Intruder side. I need backup. I need some backup here. Where's that backup?
Huh. What do I have here? 1563.
It's the intruder.
Alright, so I got that code. One, 5, 6, 3. Got the shutters open, got the elevator override controls.
I need backup.
Oh, too many. Ugh. I still gotta try to avoid all the civilians too. Woo! Okay. Could be worse. Getting access to the lobby. Looks like I'm going down. Enemy satchel charges can be disarmed with the laser. Kind of running out of ammo here. That was kind of a graceful fall. Raise security gate and escape through front entrance.
It's the intruder.
Gotta get the gates going. Got the doors unlocked, that's good. Alright.
Australian intelligence. On loan to MI6. Q branch has been monitoring the tower security systems through the worm you planted. They saw you in a bit of a spot, so here I am. Well, you're a talkative one, aren't you?
Sorry. It's been a difficult evening, Miss McCall. I lost a friend.
Just a friend. Maybe more than friends. I mean, heck, you just barely met the woman. Okay. Getting silvers lately. Again, I don't really care much about my ranks right now. Deep Descent. I think probably by far my least favorite mission. No, I'm gonna say just straight up the worst mission in the game. Reach Drake's private island undetected. Bypass island defense systems. The environment can shield you from enemy torpedoes.
You did well at Drake's training facility 007. We agree that the rockets to launch these astronauts into space are most likely harbored at Drake's missile disassembly works in the South Pacific. Although UN inspectors have given the island their seal of approval, perhaps your unofficial visit will reveal more. Agent McCall will provide backup.
The Vanquish should provide the most discreet approach to Drake's Island. Agent McCall, if you please.
We're driving there?
Precisely.
Yes, we're gonna drown ourselves.
Ignore that sinking feeling, Agent McCall. Everything is under control.
Okay.
007, you need to infiltrate Drake's Island undetected. Look for an entry point and stay clear of patrols.
What do I have? Torpedoes. Remote torpedo. Honestly, yeah, this is gonna be my worst mission. My unfun mission.
We've got company, James. We should get out of the main channel.
There's your Valprave Industries. There's your Agent Under Fire reference.
I believe this mission called
Holy
for
cow.
stealth, 007.
What the? Woo! Okay.
007. You need to infiltrate Drake's Island undetected. Look for an entry point
Nuke
and stay clear
Skywalker.
of patrols.
I hate this mission, man. You and me both. Let's try this again.
We've got company, James. We should get out of the main channel.
I mean, honestly, this entire mission is okay for me until I get to the very end where it's like a 50-50 chance I'm gonna either make it or not.
Don't let them spot us.
Sever their communications network, 007. That will allow you to engage the enemy without raising a general alarm.
Okay. Destroy communications node.
Your remote torpedoes aren't as powerful, 007, but they'll allow you to eliminate hard-to-reach targets.
Okay, let's see. Just don't hit the fan. Don't hit the blades.
That'll keep them from radioing ahead.
Za? Okay. Oh, I was trying to go through it. Dang. Like at this point, I might as well just restart. I'm gonna make it at this point. I think it'd be better if we just restart this one.
007.
You
need to infiltrate Drake's Island undetected.
Yeah, I am from
Look
America.
for an entry point and stay clear of patrols.
We've got company, James. We should get...
Okay, third time's a charm.
Don't let them...
Honestly, this really wouldn't be so bad if there was actually checkpoints in this mission. But for some reason there isn't. Like they expect you to do all this in one go.
Torpedoes aren't as powerful, 007, but they'll allow you to eliminate hard-to-reach targets.
That'll keep them from radioing ahead.
I'd get across here, but nice. Takes care of that.
Avoid those sensors, 007, and try the V-12 Vanquish's remote-control torpedoes.
Well, I'll try. That's fine.
Better keep your distance, James.
Detonated mines can cause a cave-in. Oh my god. Just hear the beeping. If it gets pretty fast, you're getting close to a mine. Okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I think. I think I'm fine. I don't know. I'm still kind of worried about hit detection because it's not perfect, I can tell you that. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Ah. Okay. This sucks. Easy peasy. Oh. Okay, where's it at? Alright, here we go again. If I just get close to the walls, I might be okay. I think. Boy. Nope. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay.
Our worst fears are confirmed. Drake's been stockpiling nuclear missiles, not disarming them.
007, you must find a way to disable that arsenal.
Cube charge online.
I wish there was armor. That's kind of what I wish right now. Stockpiling these warheads, huh? One more. Don't spot me.
Right, 007. Now get out of there.
Oh, goody. That's exactly what I need right now.
We should follow that sub, James. It might be our only way into the base.
Follow the sub, but don't destroy it. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm doing good. I'm fine. No problems. At least as of yet. Oh, close one. Oh boy. At this point, I wish for a checkpoint. Oh. I could probably reach it from here, actually. There's another laser grid that you can try to get. Okay. Ah, I was gonna book it. Oh, got the armor.
We can't allow Drake to keep nuclear subs. You must find a way to destroy them.
Cube charge online.
Okay. Is there one here, or I can't tell. 2 subs remaining, so one over here.
James, that sub is blocking our access to the beach.
It's gonna suck. Just this part right here, man. Just avoiding the torpedoes from the other enemy sub. Oh.
007, just once, I'd like to get a vehicle back in one piece.
Why did I have to go too far? Too far forward. Damn it.
007, you need to infiltrate
Oh my
Drake's
god.
island undetected. Look for an entry point and stay clear of patrols.
All that for nothing. I swear, it's like whoever made this mission just... I don't know, maybe they forgot to put checkpoints?
Don't let them...
Try this again. God.
Your remote torpedoes aren't as powerful, 007, but they'll allow you to eliminate hard-to-reach targets.
That'll keep them from radioing ahead.
Oh my god. Having to do this again.
Avoid those sensors, 007, and try the V-12 Vanquish's remote control torpedoes.
Okay.
Better keep your distance, James. Those mines look nasty.
Jesus. I don't really think doing first person even helps, to be honest. Alright. Try this again. I mean... Okay.
Cube charge online. Right, 007. Now get out of there.
Hey, try this again.
We should follow that subject.
Okay. Maybe first person is kind of helpful, I guess. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Ah, what the heck?
Really, 007.
Oh.
Once I'd like to get a vehicle back in one piece.
You have failed to infiltrate Drake's
Ah,
base,
dang.
007.
What happened?
Now we may never be able to stop him.
Hate this.
You need to infiltrate Drake's island undetected. Look for an entry point.
Worst
and stay
mission
clear of
ever,
patrols.
man. My god. Couldn't be this hard.
Don't let.
Your remote torpedoes aren't as powerful, 007, but they'll allow you to eliminate hard-to-reach targets.
That'll keep them from radioing ahead.
Okay.
Avoid those sensors, 007, and try the V-12 Vanquish's remote-control torpedoes.
Try this again, I guess.
Better keep your distance, James. Those mines look nasty.
All right. Kind of like I have to switch back and forth between first person and third person. I'm
Cube
guessing.
charge online. Right, 007. Now get out of there.
All right, so let's do this one more time. I hope.
We should follow that.
Right. I just hope I don't mess up this time. Alright. Let's see if we can do this from all the way over here.
We can't allow Drake to keep nuclear subs. You must find a way to destroy them.
Cube charge online.
Oh man. Can I please do this?
James, that sub is blocking our access to the beach.
Ah!
Just once, I'd like to get a vehicle back in one piece.
Why?
Infiltrate Drake's Island undetected. Look for an entry.
Getting tired of this mission.
Stay clear of patrols.
Why does this one have to be so hard?
Don't let them.
Yes, yes. Don't let them spot us. God, I'm getting tired of this.
Your remote torpedoes aren't as powerful, 007, but they'll allow you to eliminate hard-to-reach targets.
That'll keep them from radioing ahead.
Avoid those sensors, 007, and try the V-12 Vanquish's remote-control torpedoes.
Better keep your distance, James. Those mines look nasty.
Alright. I mean, it sounds like I'm getting faster anyway.
Cube charge online.
Let's try this again. Because I'm getting sick of this.
Right, 007. Now get out of there.
We should follow that.
Alright. Get in there again. I don't know if I even got that. Oh, I didn't get it. Darn it. Try again.
We can't allow Drake to keep nuclear subs. We must find a way
Why?
to destroy them. Cube charge online.
So stressful. This mission is just so stressful.
That sub is blocking our access to the beach.
Really, 007, just once I'd like to get a vehicle back in one piece.
Thank God.
Careful, 007, that V12 Vanquish is very expensive.
Price. Oh man.
There's never valet parking when you need it most.
Worst mission ever. Took me like what, 6 attempts on that one? And in the end, still with a bronze. My God. Alright, island infiltration. Destroy the air defense system that protects the island from attack. Well, at least the worst mission is behind me. Dismantle Drake's island defense systems. Enemy sentinels are extremely powerful. Yes, I'm sure they are.
Their compound should contain a transmission dish with direct access to Drake's computer network.
Well, since I'm in an enemy vehicle, they don't know I'm a bad guy. I mean, if you break through the gate immediately, then they're gonna suspect that you are an ally, are an enemy. But here, I can take my time.
Downloading access code. Code downloaded.
Okay.
James, they're on us.
Transmitting access code.
All right.
Code accepted.
That's bad. Disable Sentinel number 2. My armor's gone, but Still good. I'm still good. As long as nothing big hits me.
Transmitting access code. Code accepted.
Oh, come on, no. Jesus Christ.
Transmitting access code. Code accepted.
Okay, well, there's a side road right here. Gives me some armor. I think that's the only thing it gives me, though. Woo, okay. Looks like I'm going by plane.
Good work so far, 007. But there are still several more SAM towers along this canyon. You'll have to destroy them before our forces can infiltrate the island. That bridge is Drake's primary access route across the island, 007. Bring it down.
Well done.
All right. Wish I had more armor, though.
I'll drop us down to those trucks. On the right.
All right, doing good, doing good.
Up ahead, James. I'm going to dive. Hold on.
almost out of health here. Oh, man. Going down.
Hang on, we're going down.
Oof. Okay.
I promise a softer landing next time.
I'm counting on it, Allura. Come on. I'll hold them off, Allura. You find a way to disable this contraption.
Was kind of hoping for some more armor, but oh well. Oh, shoot.
I've discovered a weakness, James. I'll place some charges at the base of the weapon, but you'll only have a short time to get out before the whole thing blows.
Man, am I gonna make it? Okay, I guess I did. I thought the sub was gonna pose more of a threat, to be honest. But I guess not. Ugh. Alright. Still bronze, but nonetheless not too bad. Alright, looks like countdown. Covertly make your way into the secret underwater base and pursue Drake.
I didn't spot anything from the air that looked like a command center, James.
Well, one thing we know about Drake, nothing's as it seems on the surface.
Looks abandoned.
All the more reason to investigate. No reception committee.
The system's active.
We need a comlink. See if you can patch in.
Why do I have the feeling we're about to split up again?
This shaft's drawing air, and I have a good idea why. Inform MI6 of our location. I'll be in touch, Allura.
Infiltrate Drake's facility undetected. I'll try my best. Okay. Time to be Bond. Hopefully there's no one here, right? I think I got him in the crotch.
Bond may have penetrated our security. Lock down the sector at once and deactivate all access codes but my own.
Right away, Miss Hayashi.
I'm going to do a full sweep of this facility. Remain at your post and stay alert.
Understood, Miss Hayashi.
James, I've hacked into the terminal and got access to their internal systems. A lot of it has been locked out, but I can access the security cameras. Kiko is our only option. She's locked out all other clearances. You'll need to find her and stay close.
Oh. Thought I can go over this side. Okay, not bad. Camera security. Disable that. Looked like he took an arrow to the knee. Security laser system offline, that's good. Well. Alright, so the security lasers and the camera should be offline at this point.
Kiko is currently in corridor A8.
Trying to be as stealthy as possible here.
Kiko is in corridor A12 now.
Alright. A12, huh?
Kiko is in corridor A16. James, it looks like Kiko is nearly at the control center. Hurry up!
Alright, alarm system offline. Oh, even if you do spot me, they can't set off the alarms. That's good. Oh. So I drop from my decryptor. Got myself a nice cache of ammo and weapons. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna need it.
The launch timetable has been moved up. I'm placing the security system into full lockdown. Clear and seal the room. We cannot risk anyone tampering with the control settings.
James, see if you can find some way to disrupt the base's security systems.
Let's see. Power safeguard B. And power safeguard A. Safeguard offline, system critical.
Need to get through that door to Delta Sector. Hurry, James!
Well, guess my cover's blown.
Somehow he's worked his way into the complex. The elite guards will hold the line. I'm going below to cut the power so he can't follow. But if Bond does reach the facility, I'll be sure to thank him for the makeover he gave me.
Prevent Rook from cutting the power. Huh. Kind of strange when I can strafe, but I can't go. I can only strafe. I can't go forward or back. I don't know what else I should be using. Alright, that works. Oh. I probably should have stuck with the aims. Wait, did he just kill himself? Oh, I thought you did.
You're making this too easy for me.
It sounds like he's dying.
You're making this too easy for me. You'll have to do better than that. This isn't much of a contest. And you're last.
Okay. Picked up the Samurai Phoenix. Phoenix Samurai? What's it called? Phoenix Samurai. Lost a little bit more health than I thought, though. Find the exit to Omega Center. Alright, well.
Close in. Close in.
I mean, it's a pretty interesting gun, I guess. The Phoenix Samurai. It's almost like basically having a laser beam. And I'm in a bad spot. Well, at least I got some armor.
Moving to engage. Close in.
Okay. Got the bonus, at least. I just gotta keep going. Alright, alright. I think I'm almost out of this area. I'm at the Omega Center. Prevent Kiko from launching into space. Move into a fireproof bunker whenever the shuttles are about to launch.
My loyal associates, before we cross into the void of space, it's time to unveil the final stages of Operation Nightfire. The utter transformation of the planet you'll soon view from your shuttle windows. The communists, socialists, and fascists were predestined to fail in their efforts at globalization. The answer is sublimely simple. A corporate takeover by Phoenix International on a worldwide scale. No more national boundaries, but continent-wide regions of agriculture, industry, energy production, and research. Quarreling governments are replaced with a single board of directors. Of course, our new order will be resisted, but we have the ultimate leverage. The nuclear missiles mounted in our island grottos and controlled from an unassailable command center, the U.S. Space Defense Platform. Unfortunately, our security has been temporarily breached. Therefore, I've advanced our launch schedule. All flight crews and combat units are to board their shuttles at once and prepare for liftoff.
Oh, come on.
Nightfire has begun.
Yep, I'm gonna make it. Hey. Okay, well, at least I had a checkpoint.
My loyal associates, before we cross into the void of space, it's time to unveil the final stages of Operation Nightfire. The utter transformation of the planet you'll soon view from your shuttle windows. The communists, socialists, and fascists were predestined to fail in their efforts at globalization. The answer is sublimely simple. A corporate takeover by Phoenix International on a worldwide scale. No more national boundaries, but continent-wide regions of agriculture, industry, energy production, and research. Quarreling governments will be replaced with a single... Of course, our new order will be resisted, but we have the ultimate...
Come on.
The nuclear missiles mounted in our island grottos and controlled from an unassailable command center, the U.S. Space Defense Platform.
Well, at least I got to where I need to be for now. All I can say. Probably get out of here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Oh god. So bright. Whoa. Like piercing white. It's burning my retinas. Oh shoot. Yeah, the assassin guy.
It's hopeless, James. How does it feel to be beaten, James?
Just watching me.
Lift off in 30 seconds. Lift off in 20 seconds.
You're still shooting. Oh. Oh god. Well, at least I do have the lights on in the room. Oh, what the? That's random. Wonder if this control's going bad. Shoot. Ah, damn. Got so many weapons. I wish I could just toss out the ones I don't need. Well, I'm still at the same checkpoint.
My loyal associates, before we cross into the void of space, it's time to unveil the final stages of Operation Nightfire. The utter transformation of the planet you'll soon view from your shuttle windows. Quarreling governments are replaced with a single board of directors. Of course, our new order will be resisted, but we have the ultimate leverage. The nuclear missiles mounted in our island grottos and controlled from an unassailable command center, the U.S. Space Defense Platform. Unfortunately, our security has been temporarily breached. Therefore, I've advanced our launch schedule. All flight crews and combat units are to board their shuttles at once and prepare for liftoff. Operation Nightfire has begun.
Oh. Okay, well, at least I have more health this time.
Lift off in 20 seconds. 10,
down.
Commencing countdown for final shuttle launch. Lift off in 60 seconds.
It's hopeless, James.
Still on the top, trying to shoot me down. Oh, so much light. But yeah, like, good thing I'm playing this in the dark room. Think she's gonna take off that easily. She just remembered she's on the catwalk. Being incinerated.
I suppose I'm rising to the occasion.
Even at serious threats, he still has time to make horrible puns. Okay. Oh, made it to the final mission. Equinox. Prevent the hostile takeover of the missile defense platform and save the world.
James, I'm still patched into Drake's comm system. I've intercepted enough radio chatter to learn that Drake's combat troops have overtaken the defense platform. Some of the original crew might still be alive, but I can't confirm that. I can tell you that Drake's deployed a laser defense net, which draws power from the platform's core. Rather enjoyed your company, James. Do be careful. Call out.
Defeat Drake before the base goes critical. I'll try.
You're on a fool's errand, Mr. Bond. I've just locked the launch sequence. Nothing can stop Operation Nightfire. Not even my own death.
That's a theory I mean to test.
You've already failed miserably. But tinker with my missiles if you must. It'll make a splendid target for my laser cannons.
James, the missiles. You won't be able to disarm the warheads in time. Your only hope is to sabotage the launch system in some way. You'll have to disable them manually. Each launch gantry has a weak coupling that you can melt with your laser.
I'll credit you
Okay.
with persistence, Mr. Bond. Persistence and failure. There are NATO launch sites on Earth which could challenge the arsenal on my island. Those bases will be incinerated by turning these defensive missiles into massively offensive ones. I've kept my most hardened combat veterans on reserve, Bond. I'll let them finish you off.
Oof. Yeah, my only weapon here is the Phoenix Samurai Phoenix.
Remember that view, Mr. Bond. It's the last you'll ever see of Earth.
James, the missile launch couplings are exposed. If you laser them, you should be able to cripple the missiles. You've got to disable the missiles, James.
Oh. Well.
It's too late, James. We've lost.
Oh, the fast countdown. Not gonna lie. Oh no, fission mailed. Well, okay. Like I said, that was a fast countdown. That was like that was like barely 10 seconds. I mean, there are a lot of these 007 bonuses out here.
Persistence and failure. There are NATO launch sites on Earth which could challenge the arsenal on my island. Those bases will be incinerated. By turning these defensive missiles into massively offensive ones. I've kept my most hardened combat veterans on reserve bond. I'll let them finish you off.
Headshot.
Remember that view, Mr. Bond. It's the last you'll ever see of Earth.
James, the missile launch couplings are exposed. If you laser them, you should be able to cripple the missiles. You've got to disable the missiles, James.
It's too late, James.
Jesus. That's fast. Seriously, that's fast. That's like barely 10 seconds. Oh, man, that's gonna be a problem. Okay.
I'll credit you with persistence, Mr. Bond. Persistence and failure. There are NATO launch sites on Earth which could challenge the arsenal on my island. Those bases will be incinerated. By turning these defensive missiles into massively offensive ones. I've kept my most hardened combat veterans on reserve bond. I'll let them finish you off.
I don't know how many these bonuses are there.
Remember that view, Mr. Bond. It's the last you'll ever see of Earth.
James, the missile launch couplings are exposed. If you laser them, you should be able to cripple the missiles. You've done it, James! The missile went out of control.
Operation Nightfire can't be stopped. Soon the only nuclear card on the table will be mine. There are far more missiles to disarm than seconds on the clock.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
It can't adjust its course, James. You've done it.
You're on the wrong side, Mr. Bond. I'm going to make the Earth a much better place. Controlling the space station, I'll rewrite the balance of power. Imagine one world corporation working for the advancement of mankind.
Getting blasted out.
James, you continue to impress me, Bond. I could use a man of your resources. Why not join me?
Shot up like crazy now.
James, if that power core goes, the whole base will become unstable, especially with Drake firing that laser. Good work, James. The missile flew off course. Only 3 remaining.
Only 3.
That missile went off course and hit the station. The power system is going haywire.
Alert. Power core overloaded. Radiation levels critical.
It's futile, Mr. Bond.
Okay.
How would you like to die? Slowly from a ruptured oxygen line or a swift burn through the Earth's atmosphere?
Alright. That's all of them.
You may have stopped the fire this time, Bond, but like the Phoenix, I'll rise from the ashes.
The missiles are damaging the station. It's starting to break up. James, you must hurry. The laser has gone into overload, James.
Oh.
Drake's lost control of it. It could blow any second.
Where's he at? Oh. Defeat Drake. Defeat Drake before the base goes critical. Oh man. Oh. Oh god.
Shaken, not stirred. Or is it stirred, not shaken? Definitely stirred.
Astronomers from around the globe are reporting unexpected meteor showers. Well done, 007.
Then I'm sure the world won't mind my taking a few days off. We'll let the autopilot be our designated driver.
Oh, James.
Satisfying ending. Managed to save the world and managed to get the girl. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need to. Oh, the behind the scenes footage. I forgot about that.
Working for over 20 months, the team at EA Games developed James Bond 007 Nightfire. 3 core international teams in the United States, England, and Canada, programmers, writers, artists, designers, and animators, collaborated to create an unparalleled James Bond experience.
Which they did a pretty good job with.
Adding to the fantasy, Agent 007 looks and feels just like the film star himself, Pierce Brosnan. Thanks in part to a laser scanning process that captured the features of his face, using over 250,000 data points, Brosnan's persona as 007 brings the Bond film star into the hands of game players.
When you see Pierce Brosnan in the game, you see Pierce Brosnan. He's the epitome of James Bond, debonair, suave, charismatic. Came out great.
I agree.
I think he brings a certain authenticity and
I still think he's the best Bond.
character just like he does in the film. So when you see him wink or raise his eyebrow, you're definitely seeing the real McCoy.
Fast cars are another part of the James Bond equation. the Aston Martin V12 Vanquish. The Vanquish, also featured in this year's Bond film Die Another Day, sports a 6-litre V12 engine with a Formula One style transmission. It can go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and reach speeds in excess of 190 miles per hour.
Pretty badass car, tell you that.
This amazing vehicle into the game, the design team at EA worked with Aston Martin to capture all of the exact specs and performance attributes of the car, then created a 3D mesh in the digital realm. From fast cars to beautiful women and exotic locations, James Bond 007 Nightfire is packed with all the elements that make it classic James Bond, allowing the player to live out the fantasy of the world's best secret agent.
Yeah. All right. I do the real credits. Okay. Yeah, gotta say, overall, pretty decent game. Not gonna lie. I mean, comparing this to Agent Under Fire, I would probably play this over Agent Under Fire. I mean, it just kind of feels more... It kind of feels more natural, I guess. I don't know. It's just Agent Under Fire is... It kind of feels like... Well, Agent of Fire is not really a bad Bond game, but with the floaty controls and kind of the somewhat dumbed down AI, it just kind of feels not much of a challenge, to be honest. Here, I mean, it kind of feels like an actual Bond movie turned into a game, more or less. I guess with the only exception probably was that deep descent mission, which really drove me insane. Like, I had to redo that one like 5 or 6 times. Yeah, I mean, if they had reworked that one, that would have been almost a perfect game here. But overall, though, it actually works... I said this game actually works out pretty well. A lot of gadgets, a lot of weapons, a lot of action. Compare that to some of the other Bond games. I mean, honestly, I kind of say Nightfire is probably one of the better Bond games after... Well, I guess after GoldenEye, anyway. But, yeah, I mean, overall, it's still pretty decent game. And of course, I guess it wasn't trying to tie it into the... at the time, I guess at the time it was trying to tie into the new Bond movie, Die Another Day, which, I mean, that was like... That had to be like, what, like 2003, 2004, something like that? Almost like 20 years ago at this point. Almost. Yeah, I think I was gonna let these... Well, actually, no, I don't think I can let the credits play out. I probably shouldn't let these credits play out. Okay. James Bond will return. And he will return indeed for the next game, which was... At this point, I think it was 007 Everything or Nothing. Which, that is going to be the next thing I'm going to be trying to tackle. I mean, that one does have... Hey, that one's still modeled after Pierce Brosnan. And actually, in that game, they did actually have Pierce voice his own character. So, overall, though, pretty decent game. I mean, I highly recommend it, honestly, if you manage it. Well, I recommend it only if you get the... Only if you get the, what was it, the GameCube, I think, had this, but and also the PS2. I would say just avoid the PC version. As strange as that is, I've seen the PC version, and I've seen reviews of the PC version. It's not that good at all. Yeah, I mean, it was made by a different engine altogether. It just doesn't feel great. I would highly avoid the PC version of Nightfire. Stick to either the PS2 or the GameCube version. You'd be better off with one of those. But, other than that, though, pretty decent game. And it only took me a little under 4 hours to complete. So, not too bad. Alright, guys, this is DevilHunterXYZ. And until next time.